we're back. We're gonna see how long it keeps us up. If we have any more issues, we'll go ahead and shut the show down for today, and that'll be it. And then we'll have our IT guy come back and once again repair the computer. We've got a ton of systems running right now, so hopefully everything runs smoothly for the rest of the show. But if it does crap out on us again, then we will. Oh, whoa. That was realistic. I thought Skype was starting up.
Me too.
All right. Well, that would have been a simple fix if we had dadgum Skype running in the background. Oh, well. So hopefully we're good to go, guys. But if you lose us, I apologize, and we'll be back tomorrow. So WrestleMania, yeah, maybe the WrestleMania talk was just cursing us. So we'll get Tyler's full thoughts on WrestleMania. Well, I guess.
I love Cool Ranch Doritos.
We got your full thoughts, more or less. We can get your highlights at another time.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather talk about, like, that wasn't... I'm a bit spoiled because that wasn't great wrestling.
Yeah.
It was okay for a WWE show, but there's a lot of stuff going on.
Leaves a lot to be desired for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
All right, so getting on into current events other than WrestleMania. In pop culture, we have Italian police foil plot to steal Ferrari's body for ransom. Did you guys read this article?
Nope.
I did not.
Saw the headline.
Yeah, so Tanner and I appear to be the only ones who read it. They apparently the police were already tracking this group of criminals who were dealing in all sorts of like drug and car theft type things, and they had a list of other money making operations that they were going to start on. One of which was digging up the body of Enzo Ferrari to try to ransom it back to his family. And apparently this is a really common thing in Italy. It's Italian cases are famous for trying to steal bodies and get money for it.
So you said steal the body of Ferrari, and I thought you meant steal the
car.
the sheet
Yeah.
metal off of
Yeah.
a car.
See, I thought I was wrong, and I was like, "There's no way they're stealing this guy's dead body."
Right.
No, that you are. I read the article. Yeah, apparently it's a thing that happens, and this wasn't like a seat of their pants operation. They've been planning it for like a year
Mm-hmm.
before the police finally busted them.
Do we know if this was Dom and his gang? From
This looks like Marty
Is
Feldman.
this what they mean by the Italian job?
We're gonna take his body and get him money for it.
And Mark
to the
Wahlberg's
meatball.
gonna help us.
So yeah, apparently that's just like a common thing. I guess I don't know if Italian culture, death is more sacred than others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that they have some sort of connection to the body after life leaves it. So, I mean, this is a learning
Hey,
experience
yo, what
for
you
me.
mean over there, huh?
Hey, Mama's up in her room right now. She's been up there dead for 40 years.
Cut it out, you two.
Yeah, cut out you two. No more new songs.
We have tons of Italian listeners that are offended by this.
Oh, don't I get the jokes you make about my family on the show?
There's plenty of other Italian stereotypes you can talk about. You don't
Like
just have to
digging
stick
up dead bodies.
Yeah.
Let's go around the room. Who's everybody's favorite Italian?
Waluigi.
Mario. You got me.
Took my Jack.
You know what? You know what?
Boyardee.
Even though he's not Italian, Bob Hoskins as Mario in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Absolutely.
He's the best Italian.
See, you can't. Isn't Mario like a Japanese Italian American though?
Lou Ferrigno
Like,
is my favorite Italian.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
Chef
would be-
Boyardee was a real person.
Mario is a
Is he Italian?
he's a game show host. Mario Lopez.
Mario
Maui
Lopez
Wo.
is my favorite Italian.
Who played Mario in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show? Who was the wrestler?
Captain
Mario
Lou Albano.
Lopez.
Yes, Lou Albano.
Oh, Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah, he played
was
Mario.
Mario.
He had that rap song about being Mario.
Yeah.
Back around to professional wrestling, one of the greatest professional wrestling managers of all time.
See, tied it all back together.
And best friends with Cyndi Lauper.
He managed Afa and Sika, who are responsible for Roman Reigns. Captain Lou Albano ruined this year's WrestleMania.
It pays to learn, kids. That's
He-
the point of today.
Yeah.
And it does not pay to steal Italian bodies.
Apparently not, but I mean, also, I gotta point out, I looked up Italian police, and I found this amazing image. Apparently, they just have Lambos for their police
Oh
cars.
my god.
That's a Ferrari, isn't it?
That's a
No,
Lamborghini.
No, I just imagine that the Italian police
Polizzi.
also have like 3 of their top buttons undone on all their T-shirts, and their badges are just thin gold chains.
In deep chest hair.
Yeah, just chest hair, and the mace is just olive oil.
They go to undo the stuff in the back. They're supposed to have a shotgun in it, but they undo it and meatballs fall out.
It is
Oh,
hard
I
to
need a
think.
vino.
It's hard to think of like a hard, rough around the edges Italian cop. Yeah, I can't think of
Can you just imagine Super Mario? And he's like, I've been on the forest for too long. I need to get off.
Hey, why don't you come over? Have a little bit of my mama's spaghetti.
They just have like pipes set up
He's
on every corner, so they just hop in and
He's,
get to where the crime
Every
is.
bust, he's taking a few coins off the top. Just
Cameron, are you okay?
Tell
Are you
him,
not?
Mark.
I will not stand for this. If we could please go back to letting me make offensive Japanese voices, that would be.
Me so sorry, Cameron.
Gojira.
But the main thing that I thought was interesting, even more so than they were planning to steal his body, is just how often this type of thing happens in Italy. Because I mean, they say that this type of crime is like Italy's hallmark. So much so that the
Not the amazing food.
No,
Yeah,
not
no.
Body theft.
not even the architecture, not any
Is
of
that-
the art.
well, I like
That's a
that's
car.
that's the dead. That's Ferrari on the left. That's
Yeah,
a
that's what I was
car.
about to ask.
Yeah, that's when he died, and
Look-
that kid is just like, I can dig up that body.
That's like the Italian Uncle Sam saying, like, he wants you to dig up his dead body.
I want you to come and find me.
See, in my mind, I feel bad for that kid because he, like, this picture was probably taken like 2003 where that's acceptable, but like in my mind, I'm like, he got taken last week. And, like, he's still dressing like that.
I was
just
about
thought-
to say that sweatshirt. That
Yeah.
sweatshirt
Yeah.
he's got roped around.
Yeah.
That poor kid.
Yeah, he
just-
pooped his pants trying to hide
yeah.
it.
Plus,
his-
that's like early 2000s Tommy Hilfiger shirt.
Yeah.
You can tell.
I just thought it was a poor kid. I was like, oh, poor fella.
That kid's look looks like he's just going, so that guy is 56?
If I steal his body,
I'll get $56? I don't understand.
that would make me a millionaire.
I'm 56?
Apparently, Charlie Chaplin's coffin was stolen from Switzerland, and that was
Yeah.
inspired by Italian cases. So that's what I was getting at, is that Italy is known so much for this that it inspires other countries
Yeah.
to commit this type of
The
grave
number
robbing
one
crime.
Italian export is grave robbing.
Well, Cindy, I think you were trying to say that this cemetery is like protected by like heavy security.
Oh, really?
Or
No.
not like armed security, but like they built these heavy duty walls around it to make sure this doesn't happen. That's why this operation had to be planned for like a year.
So crazy, man. But yeah, this gave me the idea that whenever I get buried now, I'm going to tell my family to put in a bomb just so they can detonate it if anyone ever steals my body. 'Cause
I mean, I
don't care.
guess it's just that sacred, but at the end of the day, it's like he's dead. It's not like they're holding it hostage and it's like we're gonna kill him if
And
you
he
don't
still
give the
has
money.
Ferraris to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Maybe it's one of those things where they need his body because there's a special type of Ferrari that only he was able to drive. And
Yeah,
they're
his
like, we need
body's
his
a-
fingers.
what if-
His body's a key.
Yeah.
or his body is the ultimate Ferrari. It's
He
like a
made the first
transformer.
retinal scan Ferrari.
Yeah.
And they have to like
He's
get
an-
his eyeballs.
He's an anamorph.
Yeah. Oh, what if he's a transmorpher?
What if he's a Thomas the Tank Engine?
All right, that's enough.
But I want to see Shane Black make a movie about this, like a failed heist.
Yeah. I
of
just
a dead body.
No, my favorite Sopranos episode was the one where Tony makes Polly go dig up that guy's mom's body in order to get back at him, and he's just like, "Hey, I need you to go take care of something for me."
I wonder. So did they allude in that episode at all to like how important?
Oh no, I just made up that episode.
Oh,
of
okay.
Sopranos.
Okay, see,
That
I was also
not-
wondering if that was a real thing.
No, most of Sopranos is just Tony like just talking about like my kids are so stupid.
And eating Italian food with
Yeah.
labored breath.
Yeah, and then just being like, maybe I'll cheat on my wife with my therapist. It's a great show.
Nice.
I've never even really tried to give Sopranos a chance.
Oh
so.
man, it honestly is funnier than most comedy TV shows. Like purposefully so. The show's hilarious and fantastic, and there's a reason people still talk about it. to
Yeah.
this day.
Yeah, I mean it's
Check it out.
ridiculously influential, even though the creator's last name was Weiner.
Oh, never mind.
That's Mad Men.
Yeah, it was the same guy, Matthew Weiner.
Matthew Weiner created Mad Men and The Sopranos.
Huh.
Wow. No, David Chase created The Sopranos.
Are you sure? I know Matthew Weiner
To the internet.
worked on.
Yeah, I think he was just a writer on there. Yeah, David Chase did.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Can't
That
say
was
I
fun
know
to watch.
Mr. Chase. So another pop culture type thing, which I guess fits in pop culture, is manatees. Everyone familiar with manatees? These little
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy. Oh!
Man. They
Melissa, I'm so sorry if you're listening.
Cameron's good friend, Melissa McCarthy.
Sean Spicer.
So previous to Saturday, they were on the endangered list. However, now they have only been moved to threatened, no longer endangered.
Oh.
You would think this is a purely good thing, but just like every single topic nowadays, there's someone who has a problem with it, because now activist groups are coming out and saying that because they're only threatened and no longer endangered, they won't get the same type of protections that they used to, which was what was bringing them back on the right path.
Wait, so they're only threatened now.
Mhm.
So that means, guys, let's go get our baseball bats and go kill some
Pretty much,
manatees.
yeah. Pretty much it's open season on manatees now.
That's partly the concern, because I did reading the article. It seems like nothing has actually changed in terms of the manatee population. They just took it off the endangered species list, and that's where the concern comes in.
So
Well, they were put on the list in 1973 when there were only a few hundred, and now there are 6,600. So
I want to eat one.
They look like baked potatoes, don't they?
so does this mean more Family Guy episodes?
Oh wow! Just a South
Nice,
Park
yeah.
reference.
I think they probably have like a Blackfish type system where they keep the same family of manatees, locked up. So I don't think the endangered or threatened has any bearing on
I'm
the
just
Family
saying.
Guy writers' room.
Well, I mean, they can add some new writers.
And maybe.
What if they just replace the killer whales in Seal World with manatees? I'd like that. Just manatees doing tricks for
I think it'd be a lot more boring. I don't think manatees can do nearly as much cool stuff.
If you train them well enough, they can.
Yeah,
You know?
if you deprive them of food and steal their babies.
Yeah, emotionally abuse them. That's what you do. You go, manatee, you were cuter yesterday.
Would you guys drink manatee milk?
Huh?
Straight from the teat.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I think that one's feeding right now because it's under their armpit.
What?
Yeah,
that where
it's
it
in a
is?
weird, it's in
That's-
a weird spot.
No, that's in just. God, Tyler.
What?
Let's move on.
What? What are you gonna? What?
Here, I'll get a different.
manatee's far away.
Oh.
That is a cute manatee.
Yeah, that's a cute manatee
There's
right
depth in that photo, Tyler. It's not two-dimensional. It's not a small manatee under.
there. That's a great picture of Rodney Dangerfield, I gotta say.
That's
He
my
looks
junior year high school yearbook
Yeah.
picture.
good.
I can see you shaved for the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to.
Slightly less whiskers there. That is just such a weird animal. What do you think they evolved from?
Your mom.
Oh.
Yeah, fat
wow.
people.
Yeah, wow.
That was a good
Wow.
I'm not gonna high five you
Yeah.
for comparing
Is
my
it you
mom
got
to a
mad at
manatee.
Tyler,
mom
isn't your
listening?
mom listening? She should be ashamed of what you just did to poor old Sydney.
And if you want my picture in high school, there it is.
You're the one on the left.
No, I'm the one on the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow, your high school photographer did not do a good job framing you. I don't think I've done
No.
anybody's yearbook photo who there's two people in more prominent.
You're the least popular manatee.
Oh, yeah, I'm not even as popular as this one. I couldn't even be the sympathetic one.
They would have hover-handed you.
And also, it looks like you have no eyes. It looks like you just have sort of dark spots where your eyes should be.
Look at him now.
I'm not impressed with this still from the new Aquaman movie. It's really boring, and I don't see what's going
I
on.
kind of wish manatees, like how they have those little front flippers or whatever. I kind of wish that they had 6 more of those so they look like spiders.
I wish
Why do
they
you
had
ruin
hands.
everything?
It's my favorite thing to do.
I just wish they had hands, like little thumbs and stuff.
Yeah.
I wish they had a complete hand made of thumbs.
Full on gorilla hands. Also 6 more of those.
so they can crawl.
Like, do this on the.
They can crawl with their fingertips.
Oh,
I
I
wish that they just instead of having a manatee body, they had gorilla body too, and then just get rid of that manatee head. Just give it a gorilla head too.
But it's still in a weird manatee shape.
Yeah.
So
I think it should just be wholly okay. So let's
We're not
just,
talking about this at reboot, are we?
let's just make it a gorilla, but underwater.
I am
A water
trying
gorilla.
not to
Yeah.
crash this computer, but God, manatees are so photogenic, man. There's so many good pictures.
Oh man. Oh, that is
Wow.
sexy. Look at that right there.
Can
See
we
a little
show
bit
that
of
on
the
the radio?
teeth.
Can we show that on the radio?
God, you're about to make me go radio unfriendly.
God, they have Sammy
I have-
Davis Jr. teeth.
I have that
just-
same armpit
Yeah.
cracking.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh man.
Weird bodies. But the main thing, well, not the main thing, but one of the main things I took away from this is that boat impacts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boat impacts are one of the number one killers, along with
Not minding their own business.
along with degradation of their environment.
If a boat hits a manatee, do you call it manatee slaughter?
Hmm.
You call it hit and run, you have that person arrested.
I'm just wondering though, because are these? Do you have to know when you hit a manatee with a boat because they're just so
Could
big?
just think it's rocks.
Do you know when you hit a person with a car?
Yeah.
No,
I didn't.
No.
Tanner, how many times have you just hit and run killing people?
as many times. Cameron, I don't like you knowing that I'm about to cut to the close-up of you.
Hey.
Because that means you can get ready.
Wait, can we go back to that picture of the manatee
Yeah.
because it has fingernails?
What?
Excuse me?
I swear, I just
No,
saw
he's sort of right. It's got something. Look
Man.
at the top paw or whatever.
Oh,
It's like a
whoa.
No such thing as evolution. No, sir. No,
No.
evolution. No,
So-
sir.
So did like an elephant
Yeah, it's
bang a
got, like-
dolphin or something?
Yeah, that's what I
Enhance.
was just thinking.
Enhance.
It's
No, I
like those
think
people
those are.
who are 1/16th Native American, 1/16th elephant.
And they
these are
just go
like-
around bragging
Yeah.
about it all the time.
This is a prime example of what vestigial.
A Prime Nation example.
I quit.
Yeah, I can't show you where it is though.
Oh.
I'm just gonna go ahead and lower the volume. So
Come
that
on.
So I guess let's take a break. Let's give the computer some time to relax. Hopefully it won't spaz out again. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. Enjoy yourselves in the meantime.
All right, we're off.
April 3rd. We're back from our second break and hopefully moving forward with no more technical issues. So we're going to talk about this movie, A Ghost Story. I have not seen the trailer. I know some other people in this room have, so I'll hand it over to them.
I very much enjoyed this trailer. It looks very kind of artsy, almost in the same vein as the other stuff done by A24, like Under the Skin or
Ex
Tusk.
Machina.
Yeah,
like,
Ex
also
Machina.
Tusk is the next example on there. Oh no.
I have yet to see The Lobster, which was also done by them, and I need to.
Oh, I heard Lobster's great.
It is
Yeah.
really good.
It's good.
But Ghost Story, I read a quick little synopsis. Basically, this guy dies, and then he goes back to his house where his wife is, and the entire time he's just under the sheet. And he follows his wife's life for a little bit, and then as it goes on, he kind of just takes off in his own type of way, trying to find himself. It seems like it's going to be kind of artsy, but at the same time, it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's very much like a surrealist family drama.
So he is actually dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally a guy and a white sheet ghost following around these people, and you're just sort of like examining this like couple and their marriage and stuff. And yeah, the writer-director is this guy, David Lowery, who he did the Pete's Dragon Disney movie last year. That's very good and very sad. And then
You said he did Anthem Body Saints?
yeah,
Okay.
which is a good like Terrence Malick ripoff movie. Like that's not like a slight against him. That's what he purposely did, and it's a good movie that also stars Casey Affleck.
Oh yeah, Casey Affleck's the ghost in this.
Yeah, and I believe Rooney Mara stars in
She
Anthem Body
is.
Saints also, and she stars in A Ghost Story. So
Okay.
he's working with the same people. It premiered at Cannes a few weeks ago, and people loved it. Like it had nothing but positive word out of it.
And its tagline, it's all about time. That's interesting.
It's
It
gonna be
leaves,
very sad.
It's like a
Yeah.
flat circle and stuff. You know?
Getting into the True Detective era there.
I saw Under the Skin, which was also produced by A24, and it was weird.
That's such a damn good movie,
Yeah.
man. It's
Oof.
fantastic. Like that's the movie where like if people will try to argue with you, it'd be like, yeah, Scarlett Johansson's hot, but what else does she have going for it? It's like,
yeah.
watch that movie, man. She's
not a bad
terrifying.
actress. Yeah.
I know The Lobster is just so out there, and it's like it you know, all of A24's movies are like very
Artsy.
yeah, and I don't want to say like metaphorical so much as just like they rely on imagery to get across their message more so than their writing even.
Who produced Her? It wasn't them, was it?
No, that's like Warner Brothers or something. That's not an
Ooh.
indie movie,
That's
like at
weird.
all. That's just
Yeah.
Spike Jonze having clout to make a movie like that for a major studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, A24, you could do a whole separate show just about the things they put out. Like, they're such a new film distribution company, and the things that they put out, like, it's literally like a gold standard. Like, people
Yeah,
will
it's
go,
very-
I will
yeah.
go see a movie if their name's on it. Like,
Yeah.
they have such a great hit track record.
Well, it's like they're really in touch with the new generation of
yeah,
film
absolutely. Yeah, and they just do a great job of just picking up on like new and upcoming filmmakers, showing, you know, with this one, you know, David Lowery, you know, like this is a good young film voice in filmmaking, and they're giving these people money to make these films that normally wouldn't have gotten made in like the past 10 years.
Yeah.
With the overall streamlining of
And
the
y-
film
with
industry.
the way that things are going, traditional big budget Hollywood stuff, it's, you know, none of these original ideas are really getting picked up. So it's valuable that a company like A24 came around. Who did you say is in charge of A24? Her name?
Oh no, that I was thinking of a different company. I was thinking of Annapurna Pictures, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
another
Who did you
fantastic.
say?
They are good, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I was just on that. That's who produced Her.
Oh,
Okay.
Annapurna did her. Okay, yeah, that's
Warner
that
Brothers
is
distributed it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
Megan
okay.
Ellison,
Makes sense.
who I can't remember who her dad was, but he was like a big old
Ralph
Hollywood
Waldo?
guy. Huh?
Ralph Waldo. That's Emerson.
It took me a second to get that. Yeah, she basically is just like a loaded woman who just like is like, oh, Spike Jonze, you need to make a new movie. Oh, Paul Thomas Anderson, you need to make a new movie. Here's a bunch of money for you to make your new movie.
I got two things. Larry Ellison is the
That's her dad.
executive chairman and CTO of Oracle Corporation, whatever that is. It sounds like
Yeah.
sounds like an evil corporation.
Yeah.
Sounds like
comic book.
something that needs to get thrown over, yeah.
But the interesting thing is
That we called you into the Oracle Corporation today to discuss your performance review.
you like the Annapurna pictures, right? Like
Yeah.
it's quality stuff,
Yeah.
right? Do you want to know what's on their filmography?
They have a bunch of garbage, I'm sure. I think
2016 Sausage Party.
Did they really do
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they
dude,
did.
that's crazy. I think they also, I believe Megan Ellison also helped with Terminator Genesis as well, which is like one of the biggest mistakes in like blockbuster filmmaking in the past decade.
That was the most recent one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's,
Oh.
it's weird some of the stuff they have on here because they have The Master,
Yeah.
Zero Dark 30, Killing Them Softly, but then they have Spring Breakers.
Spring Breakers is a really good movie.
What?
It's Harmony Korine.
I hated that movie.
He's a great writer-director.
Apparently they're doing a limited series that Riff Raff is going to star in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
That was the same year as Her, and then American Hustle. Then that was followed the next year. Only had one in 2014, which was Foxcatcher.
Okay. That is
And-
such a boring movie for what that story is
Really?
about. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like one of those movies where it's like, oh, it's got all these great actors in it. It's a really interesting story, and then you watch it and you're like, why do I feel like falling asleep right now? Like, it's just like gray and
That's
just
Steve
kind of...
Carell, right?
Yeah, and he's fantastic in it. And it's one of those movies where it's like, there's a documentary about it called
Mhm.
Team Foxcatcher that's on Netflix.
I was
Oh,
way
I
more
watched
interested.
it.
Way
That
better.
Foxcatcher was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That documentary is way more interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, what was that Johnny Depp, Whitey Bulger movie where he looks like Nosferatu?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
Black Mass?
Yeah.
Black Mass.
That's not bad.
And it's not bad, but there's a documentary that's 30 minutes shorter
Yeah.
that covers everything. Way more interesting to
Yeah.
watch than the
I
actual
couldn't
movie.
get into Black Mass. I was really excited when I first heard about it because the Whitey Bulger story is
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, it almost undercuts how scary he is.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
an extent.
He
yeah.
looks like a cartoon character in that movie.
Not even by the look, but
Yeah.
just like how he interacted with the FBI.
Yeah, like he's not. I don't think like he's very intimidating for how Whitey Bulger was.
Yeah.
Like he's not scary at all. Like it seems like he's being like a 1930s monster.
Yeah, and, like he would not have gotten away with all the stuff that he did if he didn't have the dealings with the police chief
Yeah.
or the FBI director, whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Disgusting.
Just being able to like swindle all those people.
to
It's
learn
so
about
cool.
that stuff. Well, even I mean, if it was just swindling, it'd be one thing. But then there's
Mhm.
like child murders and stuff like
Yeah.
that too. The FBI was fully aware of.
Oh
nothing
yeah,
about.
they just did so much. Like I mean, they still do it. They did
Yeah.
so much corrupt stuff back then. Where you're just like, oh good lord, like why do I even like pay attention to things anymore?
Exactly.
It just makes me
exactly.
depressed.
There's no point. Yeah, and then with Team Foxcatcher, I've never seen the Foxcatcher movie, but I was always interested because of Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he just looks haunting. in
He's
it.
he's great, and like
Yeah.
Channing Tatum's great, and so is Ruffalo. But then it's like one of those movies where like the parts are greater than the sum.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of, it just kind of leaves you hanging because it's not like very visually interesting.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought from the trailers. It all just looked drab and
It's very dramatic.
There are
Yeah.
a lot of
Right.
movies like that now. Like Ghost Stories like that. I mean, it fits a lot more with the
Yeah.
tone of the overall
Ghost-
thing, but
Ghost Story's got something interesting going on.
Yeah.
A lot of them
and-
just look drab, and they're about ordinary things.
yeah.
Yeah.
To go back to Her, I hate to harp on it so much, but I love that movie. And
yeah.
the color palette they use on that is it's like
Yes.
red. It's
Yeah.
red.
No,
like
that's-
that is the main color.
That's
the
what I love.
entire
It's a
time.
movie.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's the best part of that movie for me. Like, is just the color palette is just really great, and it's also like the best future environment in
Yeah.
movies since like Blade Runner in terms
Agreed.
of just like, oh, that's what the future is probably gonna look like.
And they have a really good scene where they're in a park, and it's just like the colors are so bright
Yeah,
and vibrant.
I didn't love it clearly as much as you, but I admired the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I really thought it was like really
Mm.
well made, and especially with that color palette choice. That's what made me go, okay, this at least tried to look interesting.
And then you go back to another movie that was made that year, Dallas Buyers Club.
Mm.
Similar color palette problems. Like they have a
Very
a lot of muted.
monotone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like Dallas Buyer Club,
It fits
like-
a lot more with the tone.
it
Yeah,
also,
exactly. Yeah.
that's like the type of movie that falls under like the category for me where it's like a prestige made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
And that movie's also like kind of crappy because like Matthew McConaughey's character in real life, like that dude was bisexual and not
Mhm.
homophobic, and so they made up that
Are you
stuff.
serious?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that actually kind of pisses me off
yeah,
now.
which it's crazy that his family like approved that. We're like, yeah, sure, go ahead, make him homophobic. I don't
Yeah.
care.
How
Like,
much money are we?
I
don't- it's fine.
He died of us sinning too hard long ago anyway.
Wow, that actually makes me really mad.
Yeah, it's really awful. And that movie also just you went ahead and you let Jared Leto get an Oscar.
That's
and
why
that's a shame.
that movie is why I love Jared Leto.
Oh man, see that movie made me mad with its like portrayal. I'm never one of those people where it's like problematic, but like
Mm.
I know trans people, and guess what? They do not behave like some sort of like basically like version of blackface for trans people, like he is in that movie, which is like, oh Lord, I'm just so gay and trans all the time. It's just
Well, I mean, learning that they took liberties with his character already, that influences.
Yeah.
You know, obviously they did that with Jared Leto's character, but I felt like it was. I mean, for me, I didn't like it. Not that I didn't like his performance, but his character was just too over the top.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was a pretty good portrayal of how it would have been back then, because you know, in the face of adversity, you know, you have people who either crumble below or rise far above, and I felt like his character was definitely the type to rise far above and just be overt in your face with it. But yeah, I mean, you had to make him homophobic, because then there would have been no story arc.
yeah, come on, you got to have that redemption aspect.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just get AIDS. You know, like, is that enough? It's not enough to just get AIDS and save people.
Unless you're Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks can just get AIDS
and get fired from a job, and you get a movie out of it.
But see, that was back when AIDS was still a hot topic in movies. Now it's been done.
Was Jared? Do you like Jared Leto as an actor?
No,
Why not?
I don't. Because I don't think he's very good. I think he like subscribes to that school where he's like, he is one of those people where it's like, oh, I am like Marlon Brando, and I am like Heath Ledger, and I'm just as good as those people. And he's not. Like, he is very over the top in every role that he's in, and overacts everything. And then just on top of that, like, he just kind of plays a similar personality in everything. Like, he's like, I'm either really cool or I'm really unlikable, and then I usually try to do both. Like, he's one of those people that tries to be cool in every role he's in, and it just, like, his best role is in Panic Room, and that's just because he's like a white boy with cornrows, and it's just like Forrest Whitaker beating the crap out of him for the entire movie. So it's pretty great.
I felt like I don't know. For me, I would say his best role is Fight Club, because he didn't seem to overdo it too much in that.
He's in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he doesn't really have too much to do, but he knows his role well.
And
in
you
it.
just get to see his face get pummeled in, and that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my
God, when
God.
his teeth are just crumbling.
I didn't know
Yeah.
Jared Leto did Panic Room.
Yeah.
I gotta pull up this picture.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, there's white boy Jesus. There he is right
He's,
there.
you know, kind of like The Rock. You know, who would have ever thought that Jared Leto would be in the position he is now?
How do you
Oh,
feel
God.
about 30 Seconds to Mars?
I do not like
yeah.
that music.
No. I liked it in middle school, so that sort
I
of
think
sums
there's
it up.
one song I like from them, and that's about it.
I thought that
handsome.
Linkin Park and 30 Seconds from the Mars are the same band. Same band. Oh, man. Yeah, he is awful. Just awful.
So
So what about The
yeah,
Conjuring?
I can't remember how we got all the way into Jared Leto, but
A24,
yeah.
her, Dallas Buyers Club, Jared
nice.
Leto.
Tracing it back.
Very
But
good.
yeah, so I was hoping that this ghost story would be a good segue into The Conjuring, this lawsuit that just got filed.
Look at that, it is.
I made it so.
That noose there is what Jack wishes he could use to kill Jared Leto. There.
Oh, no, I
Segue.
got bare hands, my man. Just
Oh,
my
yeah?
mitts. That's all I need.
And
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that shot was filmed here in Wilmington, North Carolina.
It was.
You know,
So,
the crow was shot here. By the crow, I mean
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
So the writer of the books that the Conjuring movies are based on, which were purported to have been based on,
So,
on facts.
Who is specifically like the right, like as in like the members of like the Warren family?
No. The
Or, like,
writer of the book who interviewed the Warren family. In fact, I've got
Okay.
the article pulled up.
You can't
Uh,
copyright facts.
Well, okay, this is where I'll just get into it, or
Okay.
at least because I quoted a part of the article. To me, this is the
Oh,
money quote.
the
Tanner shifting
demonologist.
gears.
Okay.
All right. This is my time. Well, okay. So basically, he did say like, all right, he sent them cease and desist before this, and they ignored it. And there's some suspicious things, like Warner Brothers told the writers of The Conjuring not to read the book because it's implied that they knew they didn't have the rights. And everyone would say like you, well, if it's a true story, I mean, we all know it's BS. But if it's a true story, you can't copyright it. And then here's the money quote. At least I love this. It's the highlighted part here. It says, Warner Brothers was sent a cease and desist prior to the release of The Conjuring 2 last year, but they ignored it. The claim was that the movies are based on historical facts and actual events that occurred in the lives of Ed and Lorraine Warren. However, according to Gerald Brittle, the writer of the books, that won't hold up in court because the Warrens actually lied quite a bit about what happened in their stories, which he based the demonologist from. If this is indeed the case, then these movies would be based on what is essentially a work of fiction. While some of this may be hard to prove, the author claims that he believed that the couple at the time he wrote the book, or he believes them when he wrote the book, but now he believes he was, quote, duped.
That's not cool. That's not cool on his part.
Yeah. For what?
For him to be like, oh, this is absolutely true. Wait, no, never mind. Not when it comes to making me money.
Yeah.
No, that's not
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, this case isn't going to hold up at all. This just falls under that category where it's like this. You're
Now
suing
it's-
somebody a
it's
year
almost
after it came
folklore.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the Warrens did make up everything. Like, they were
Mm.
con artists, but they made it up in the sense that they absolutely believed what
That's-
they were saying.
I
Yeah.
truly believe that.
Yeah.
I believe it's that whole. It's like they're the opposite of like what Glenn Beck was, where we all knew and Glenn Beck knew he was lying. They believed
yeah.
what they were, what
Oh,
the BS they were.
Absolutely,
spewing.
up to like a certain extent, because like the case that kind of ruined them, I can't remember the specific thing that happened, but they basically forced themselves like into like an actual court case where it was like this murder was happening. It was this murder trial, and they basically went in and they were like, "Oh no, he was manipulated by ghosts in order to kill his family or whatever." And they lied before a bunch of people in a courtroom saying this guy was possessed by demons. Like, not good people, and just conned their way into it to write a book about it.
That was their introduction to that whole field?
The Warrens? No, this was the thing that kind of ruined them.
Okay.
Like, and where it took away a lot of their credibility.
Gotcha.
Because they basically forced themselves into like a court case.
I didn't highlight this part, but also just to read another part of the article. Quote, according to Gerald Riddle, he had an exclusive agreement with the Warrens that dates back to 1978 before he even wrote his book, end quote. So
An exclusive agreement for what?
I
For
guess
all
all their
rights.
stories.
Yeah.
Was it notarized?
Uh,
That's legit.
well, no,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
that-
just wondering.
No, I'm curious too, but the next line, by the way, says there was a, quote, no competing, end quote, work provision that, according to him, is still in effect.
Yeah, I mean,
According
it
to him.
sounds. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
to him if it
Sounds
was
like he's got all the info there. Where are we getting this story from, by the
Yeah,
way?
if this
just to-
This is on MovieWeb.
okay, just give proper
Although
credit.
agreed.
Yeah.
Although it seems like it's going around. Yeah, it's that. I mean, there's not. I guess. Oh, this is what it is. He's suing them for I think like $800 million.
900.
$900 million,
Yeah.
and it's about to make $1 billion with Conjuring 3. So he's basically suing them for every cent they've made.
Yeah, that's so crazy and awesome that like a horror franchise like that
While I
is so big.
agree with your right to go after your own artistic stuff like this, like if it was fully a work of fiction and like if he took a piece of folklore and made it into a narrative that they followed very closely, that's one thing. But this is something in a different realm that he presented as somewhat factual.
Yeah, and you also can't point to it's also really dumb for him to point to The Conjuring 2 because they also made up a bunch of stuff in The Conjuring 2. Like that
Yeah.
nun character was made up like a week before they started shooting by James Wan. And the whole dynamic of that, the Enfield case that story is like based on in England, like that was a huge story like all over the UK. And so you can't just say that you own the rights to that when it was all over the news for that entire year. Like people legitimately bought that. That photo of that girl jumping out of the bed was huge. Like
He needs to be very careful. If he was
Yeah.
like, hey, some of this was based on my stuff, you can compare, and he aimed for like 10 million, I think he'd be in the realm of like, okay, you've got some
Agreed.